Yo, this is Nick D.
I'm Brie K, and this is Kasari.
You already know what it is, man. It's William Cater.
Yo, this is DJ Lost and Found from the Missing Link podcast.
Hey, what up? It's Miss Hero from Pew Army.
This is Stephen the Levite.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy YP, aka Young Paul. You know what I mean? Representing the East Coast, New York, Jersey, stand up.
And you're tuned into the That's Not
Christian Podcast. Woo!
Welcome to That's Not Christian. I am one of your hosts, Brie K. This is my lovely twin Kasiri, and we are here with Jay Acosta and Jay is LA.
Let's go. Drop
Yay.
this first and last government name. Let's go.
That's what he goes by on his social. So
Facts.
Jay Acosta.
Facts.
And this is episode 237.
That is right. Yes.
Okay. I think we're off one, but it's okay.
Me too.
You think we're off?
Really? You think so?
I think we're on 238 because I think we did
Last week was like,
I think last week you put 236 and the week before we also put 236. So
Ooh.
I think
there's a couple
So,
discrepancies.
a couple. A couple.
Well,
But we are here.
with that being said, TNC is looking for an assistant of some kind. You're not going to get paid. You're just going to work for the Lord.
Volunteer.
Isn't that what
Volunteer.
ChatGPT is for?
You know,
Work for
so,
the Lord, he said.
Yeah. So if you're interested, check the description for our email.
Hilarious.
Yeah. So what's up? Jimmy hasn't been on the pod. He's been sick.
Yeah.
he
What?
got-
Feeling better?
he got
Yeah,
the
man. That,
virus.
that medicine ball and fireball really helped.
Wow, that's what they call the vaccine nowadays.
That's my vaccine.
Wow.
How do you get over being sick of the bush? What's the vaccine for that?
Right.
The Bible.
That's what it is.
A relationship with God?
Honestly.
Proverbs. Lots of proverbs.
Right.
Right. Kyle's already started on Instagram talking about boo because he sees us here probably. Hi, Kyle. Much
Kyle,
love.
Shut up. Oh.
Switch is also
Little
watching
dress
on
dad.
IG.
Shut up.
Dang.
Just kidding.
Dirty. Anyway.
So as we're live right now, I'm looking at the episode that we've done,
Yeah.
and everything seems right. The numbers. So
He said he
this-
just made
Oh,
some
okay.
mistakes.
this is episode 237. So never mind. We don't need an assistant.
Dang.
Cancel
you
that.
scratch that.
We retract that statement.
I'll
No,
take
no.
it.
What you do is you leave the job opening up so that the workers know that at any given time they could be replaced.
Oh, is that what that is?
That's
Oh.
what they do.
Oh.
That's why
Well,
you see
the
so
ones
many
that-
jobs, and that's why you see so many jobs like on the job boards, right? And then like they never hire anybody, right? They're still like mad people unemployed, is because then they don't really have any openings. They just want to let their workers know, like, hey, we can let you go at any given time.
Oh, that's
I didn't
interesting.
know that's what that was.
Yeah. I feel like it's the same way as listings, like MLS listings for real estate. Because I've been looking at these houses and they're like 180 days old.
Listed, right.
And I'm like, are they still for sale? Because if not, I really want it, you know? And then when you call and then it's like, no, actually the house sold a while ago, but it's just to get leads for themselves, you know, similar situation there, I guess.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So
But,
on IG, Switch said Kyle's a fan. Kyle said good evening, ladies, even after you cussed him out to. And then Switch is laughing.
He a fan. He
So
a fan.
just
he
keeping
a
y'all
fan.
updated on the IG
He a
comments.
fan. He a fan.
Yeah.
He a fan.
He a fan after he got cussed out. He never got cussed out. What are you talking about?
He didn't, but she cussed him out, but without using cuss words. My twin did.
Yeah.
She was telling him to shut up and making fun of his handle. That's
She'll pull it.
but anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, it was Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
Happy Father's Day, guys.
Yeah.
Yes, thanks.
Happy Father's Day, everybody out there.
yeah.
Happy Juneteenth.
Oh, Juneteenth today. Yes, that's right. That's right.
Happy
So two
Juneteenth.
holidays that really don't mean much in the United States of America.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
pretty dirty.
Dang.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's overshadowed by Pride Month.
Oh, is it?
Oh, well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Do you guys feel like Father's Day is like really like, I don't know. Do you feel like people treat it like it's like less significant than Mother's Day or like than other holidays?
It seems that way only because for Mother's Day, you'll have restaurants that are just like packed out. You got to reserve. You see people on the street like hustling, trying to get the flowers and the teddy bears or whatever the case is, right? But for Father's Day, restaurants are normal.
Well, as
Um,
fathers, what would you guys like on Father's Day, or what would you guys like to see on Father's Day? Like, what would make you feel like, okay, I'm appreciated by my family, and I feel like I celebrated this holiday?
I don't know if Jimmy wants to go first.
It sounds like you volunteered me.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't feel that way. I don't feel that way whatsoever. First of all, Mother's Day is like the number one holiday or second big holiday next to Jesus' birthday. You know what I mean? So like, how you gonna compete with Jesus and moms? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't. For me, like, I don't really care what the media does, or what's out there. Like, it's all marketing, anyways, right? It's all some kind of sale for you to try to spend money. For me, as long as my kids want to chill with me, I'm good. Like this past weekend, I wasn't expecting anything. I wasn't even expecting my daughter to come over. But she came over. She's like the only one who doesn't live with us. And she came over, so I had everybody here. So well, I was expecting everybody just to come over and we're just gonna chill, maybe grab pizza or something like that. But they took me out. You know what I mean? So
Oh, how sweet.
yeah, so for me, like, I'm good, man. I feel like Father's Day is dope. You know what I mean? We celebrate it over here in this house. You know what I mean? That's all I
Right.
care about. I don't care about nobody else.
Right.
All right, that's good. I was actually hoping for a more aggressive answer, but
I'll
it's
leave
the
that
same
for
with
you.
me.
I'll leave that for you.
Yeah. No,
Well-
I don't have it. I don't have any.
Well, you brought it up.
I did.
Because
I did.
I just want to know, like, how do the fathers really feel? Because I feel like with my dad, like, obviously we always do something for him or like hang out with him or whatever he wants to do, but he's
Right.
very like, he don't really care one way or the other. Like, I mean, I know he like is happy when we spend time with him,
Right.
but I feel like he doesn't really care one way or the other.
Right.
Like, if we were to like get him gifts and like, you know what I mean, like that sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
Like, he just is like, it doesn't matter to him like what we do or like whatever. So that's why I'm kind of like, okay, but I feel like people always say that like the fathers are like downplayed or like not as appreciated like on their day, but I'm like, because they don't say what they want or they don't want anything, or like even like though he wants to hang out, he's like, okay, after like a couple hours, like he's good. He's
Same,
good.
same. Nap time.
He's like,
Man
all right, I
cave.
gotta go do something.
Right, man cave.
Like,
Yeah.
well, all right, you
I
know?
gotta go work on something in the garage. I'll
No,
see you
for
later.
real,
For
like
sure.
for real.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, it's cool. I'm
Yeah.
like, whatever he wants to do is fine.
Mhm.
So is he an introvert?
Yeah, my dad is. I think other than me, he is the most introverted person I know.
Yeah.
You're introverted?
Extremely,
Well, that's interesting.
extremely introverted. Yes.
She's got to take a nap right after this podcast.
No, like I'm seriously like tired Thursday and Friday because I'm on here talking.
Wow.
I believe that.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, for Father's Day, it's like in our house. Well, we have a thing. Well, I have a thing, right, where I tell everybody, well, you don't need a specific day, right, to celebrate anything.
Facts.
Like every day should be that way. Now I'm not perfect, right? I'm not gonna say that I get gifts or give gifts, every day because it's Mother's Day or it's a birthday or whatever the case is, right? But it's just kind of like how I feel like every day should just be, uh, you know, a great day where you celebrate or whatever the case is. But I guess outside, like looking outside, like I mentioned, when Mother's Day, like you have all the people outside, flowers, restaurants are packed, right? But for Father's Day, that's just not the case. And it could be what Bree says, right? Where, maybe we just don't want to do anything, just stay home and let's say, okay, kids came over a couple hours, all right, now you gotta go because I gotta take a nap, type of thing. So yeah, it is what it is.
Marcos Mino says, hope all the fathers stayed home and did nothing. When you forget Mother's Day, you messed up bad. It's hovering you all year. You forgot it. Fathers just want to be left alone and given a money. Just one money.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even care for that. I don't even like, I don't care about gifts, you know what I mean? Like if we just chilling, you know what I mean? Creating memories, like I'm good with that,
Exactly. You wouldn't want your son to like give you a Rolex or something, or your daughters or your kids.
It doesn't make a difference. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I bought my own Rolex. You know,
Mm.
like they don't have to do any of that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just the fact that they want to chill with me. You know what I mean? Like the fact that like you were saying, like it's Father's Day is just a day. Like you know, they could celebrate you any day. Like the fact that like my kids like still want to see like Star Wars, Marvel movies with me. You know what I mean? Like they like still invite me to the movie theater. Like to me, that's golden. That's better than any watch. You
Right.
know what I
That's
mean?
fact.
What good is a
Yeah.
watch if I don't see my kids? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, so that's Father's Day. Now we got Juneteenth, right? Um did you guys work on Juneteenth?
Yeah.
Yes.
My
Wow.
my
See?
dad asked me, "Do you have Juneteenth?" He asked me yesterday, "Do you have Juneteenth off?" I'm like, "We don't even get Martin Luther King Day off."
Right.
Right.
And I'm
That's
black.
funny.
But I could
Right.
probably just like not show up and then be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we had it off." And my boss would be like, "Oh, it's okay." Because what is he gonna say?
Right. Right.
It's racist if he says you got to work today.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes. So our firm, this is the second year they recognize Juneteenth, right after it became a national holiday, which I believe was last year. I could be wrong about that. So I was expecting people still to come in because I still came in, but it was actually pretty dead. So and there was no
Wait,
traffic.
you went in by choice or because you had to?
I had to.
Uh-huh.
I had to take care of some stuff. So, yeah, but there was no traffic. My coworker was saying that the bus was empty. So I guess like more people, were taking the day off. But then, like Brie says, right, she doesn't get Martin Luther King Day, and the office was packed on Martin Luther King Day. So it's like, why not have that day off too? I mean, that was a pretty significant person event, right? So yeah, it is how it is. Are
Yeah.
we still here?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
say yeah.
Okay.
Listening to you
I thought
talk
I
about
froze.
working on King Day and on Juneteenth. So
Yeah.
basically, you don't like black people is what you're saying.
Okay.
Wow.
Your company doesn't.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Right, your company doesn't. Yeah. What's your company's name again? No, I'm kidding.
Um,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
I'm
kidding.
not going to
I'm
disclose
kidding.
that
I'm kidding.
it's private information. It's called the United States government.
Well, there you go. That
Yeah,
explains a
there
lot.
you
That makes a lot of sense.
go.
Now it's all lining up.
Yeah. Marco says it's a mental day off. It might work. Yeah.
He said only in February they care.
Only in February. Yeah. Anyway, first topic of the day, we got Kasari's pastor, Justin Timberlake,
You're weird.
decided to come to New York,
Right.
hang around here. I didn't get to meet up with him.
I don't like
And-
that.
You don't like that the way he set that up?
What?
That's
He's not
funny.
your pastor, Kasari?
Why would he be my pastor? I don't even get the joke.
So go on, man. You set it
I
up.
don't
So-
get it.
It's okay. Kasari's pastor was here in New York. He decides that he wants to have,
Oh.
a couple of beverages, adult beverages. It wasn't communion or anything like that, but he had a little too much, decided to drive right to wherever he was staying at. It's kind of like our version of Calabasas here in New York. So he's driving out there. He gets pulled over because he's like kind of like swerving, and I believe I read that he missed like a stop sign.
Mhm.
And they pull him over. Bam! Smell alcohol, smell everything, and yeah, basically brought him over, arrested him. He denied, as a citizen should, denied the breathalyzer test, and then took him straight to jail. So a lot of people, a lot of media outlets started reporting on it. Some people were saying, added to the story, right? Where
I was gonna ask you that because the link that you shared had more information than that. So it was fake news. You sharing fake news?
It was.
Yeah, well, I don't want to say I was sharing fake news. I sent that tweet or post now because it said the extra stuff, right? Because it said, oh, they found like drugs and cocaine and
Oh,
all
that
this other
wasn't
stuff.
real?
No,
See
it
what I'm
was
saying?
not.
Like this dude over
Yeah,
here got us.
Got me getting duped.
I
yeah.
got duped.
I mean, it's the media, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So and then like I mean, put two and two together. Like, how would they even find out that he had that in his system if he's denying like all these tests, to do stuff? The only reason why he got arrested is because the officer was like, okay, I smell the alcohol on you, like you shouldn't be driving, right? Um, but all that to say is like, what do you guys think about when it comes to A-listers and celebrities, and the kind of attention that they get when they I guess have these situations, and they get posted and everybody knows about it, but then there's these media outlets that add on like extra stuff, like to make it worse than it actually is. Do you think it's fair?
Life's not fair.
Come on, tell them.
Super defamation and keep it
So-
moving. Like I
Right.
don't really.
Right. He'll be all right.
But if you and I did that,
He gonna
if
be
you
all
and-
right. He gonna be
yeah,
all right.
if you and I did that, will there be lawsuits? There'll be
If
all
Alex
this other
Jones did that, what would
yeah,
happen?
no, they'll destroy his bank account and like close his accounts, right? Like why?
We did what?
Like lied on somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah, like media, like
Oh.
this publication that like said drugs and all this other stuff, right?
I'm sure TMZ gets sued all the time. I'm sure these magazine people get sued.
But
I feel
TMZ
like
don't. TMZ
TMZ
they don't be doing that though. They don't be adding all extra stuff.
They don't.
pretty-
but
I
they
they're
think
pretty
they
thorough.
do. They do,
Yes,
but it's
now
very
they
small
are.
amount.
because they got
Now they are.
sued. But a couple of times, I'm pretty sure. I think Ti called them out, or Vanessa Bryant called them out when they they leak stuff when nobody else is supposed to know, not even the family. They find out through TMZ, stuff like that. I believe they've gotten a couple of lawsuits. I think when Ti's sister died or something like that.
Oh wow.
And then Kobe's. But anyway.
TMZ was sued for the Kobe story?
Yeah, I think they released it before they knew, or something like that. I'll have to pull up the article, so don't quote me on that. But
Yeah,
I'm pretty, those are like the two moments that I know that TMZ
got in trouble
slack for.
That's interesting because I thought the main reason why Vanessa has sued was because the city or the cops or whatever was sharing the photos,
The pictures
when they saw him
Oh,
of it,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't think TMZ posted any of those photos. They did, obviously release the
the
news
story.
about it, right? That he had passed away, a couple
Mhm.
minutes after, which I don't see, I guess, anything wrong with that, necessarily, right? Because this still has that journalistic approach to spreading something that's happened in the news. But that's pretty crazy if that's the case. What do you guys think about how Christians should react to stories like this, like Justin Timberlake, right? Because any Joe Schmo not gonna get any coverage, about it. Should we care?
Probably not.
Do you care?
Not really. But here we are.
You'd
talking
care. You'd
about it.
care. Yeah, because you put it on.
Because we
you
have
put
a
it on the
pod.
docket. Yeah.
We have a pod.
Hey, but
Yeah.
if it was Elon Musk, you would care, huh?
I wouldn't
Maybe
care.
after protesting.
Yeah, he would care.
Nah. Who the heck protests for somebody who's driving under the influence?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. No. I wouldn't. I might be disappointed because I see Elon as a stand-up dude, true to his word, right? With whatever he says. Why are you about to like crack up when I say that? That's my pastor, Kasari.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, so I mean he's like a dude that's like, that says it and it's about it. I haven't seen anything different. But yeah, I guess I would be kind of upset like if he's like yeah, don't do this, but then does it. I guess like with anybody.
I just want to. My question was with celebrities that keep getting these like DUIs and stuff like that. Like, why you don't have a driver?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like, bro, it's like Uber costs you like $30, like $20. Like, why are you taking these kind of risks? You know what I mean? Especially like
Don't you think
celebrity
that's a risk in and of itself?
calling an Uber.
Yeah,
As a
as a
celebrity,
celebrity.
but like
I
a
mean,
car
oh
service,
yeah,
though?
car service is something. It's good. I'm not a celebrity, so I said Uber by default. You know, whatever they use. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure he has somebody. You know,
They probably doing shady things and don't want nobody to find out.
so that's what I thought when I saw that first report. I was like, ooh, but I'm not going to repeat what that report said. But I just I don't understand it. Like why would you make that kind of decision? You know what I mean? Like risk someone else's life. The same way. What's your man's name? Caitlyn. You know what I mean? Like kill somebody on the road. I don't know if he was high or drunk or whatever, but he killed somebody. It's like, bro, y'all got to be more like they take the moral high ground during COVID. You know what I mean? And how we need to save lives and everything else. But you're over here on the road, all drunk. Just
I've
driving
been
reckless.
drinking.
You know what I
I've
mean?
been drinking for real.
It just
See,
don't
but
make
that's the thing too. If you know you're like going out and gonna be getting drunk, why would
right.
you drive?
Exactly.
Especially
And
as a
mind you, he said, this was in the report, that he was following his friend that was driving, right, to their place or whatever. So like, why wouldn't you get a ride from the friend,
Yeah.
or like get a, like you said, an Uber or whatever the case is, together, right? Because the friend was out partying with you, right? So y'all both were twisted and driving, but you were the one that happened to get caught.
Yeah, they want to increase the chances
Yeah.
of a DUI. You know what I'm saying? Both of them on the road drunk. Like both of y'all get in the same car and y'all could die together. Like you don't have to. You know what I mean? Like risk someone
So,
else's life or whatever. Like that's just
yeah.
crazy to me, man. Like, bro, like what like if it's my birthday or my anniversary or something, and I know I'm gonna have some Moscow mules. Like I'll catch an Uber. You know what I mean? Like I know ahead of time, yo, it's gonna be lit tonight. You know what I mean? Like,
That's not
like if you,
Christian, brother.
or like if you drive, tell that to the people at the
That's
wedding,
what
bro.
that's what Bianca said on Instagram. That's not Christian.
Hey, read your Bible. You know what I mean? But like, it just doesn't make sense. Like for you to make like poor choices like that, and then you know what I mean. After like you take the more high ground. You know what I mean, for something like the pandemic. It's just whack to me. Like he could have left. He could have gone with his homie and then came back for his car like the next day or when he sobered up. You know, like it
Right,
happens. People do that all the time.
right,
Right.
right.
I think some of these. I don't know his case, but I think some of these people feel because they're celebrities, they're above the law, and they can do whatever they want.
Mm.
Like, do you know who I am? Like,
Yeah.
no, bro. You're under
I do.
Allegedly, he said that. Huh?
You said that?
Allegedly.
See, I
I
want to see
saw
the
it
body
on
cam footage
another
now.
report, right? Yeah, exactly. You would have to see the body cam footage. That he said, "Hey, do you know who I am?" No, I don't know who you are.
Nobody
Supposedly,
cares.
and then he said, he said this is gonna mess up the tour because he's on
That's what he
tour.
said. That's what he
Yeah,
said.
he's supposed to fly out to I don't know what country to do the tour. Allegedly.
Mhm.
But yeah. Um, another story that has been making waves is with another singer performer, Chris Brown. Um, he has this concert and decides to do a meet and greet, right?
Hmm.
Charging I think it's $1,000, but
Thousand.
I
Yo,
believe
was this
it's
recently? Because I feel like I've heard this story before. Like, does he always do like the meet and greets and charge people for
Yeah,
$1,000?
he's been doing
Okay,
this for a while, huh?
Yeah,
okay.
okay. So
I got
he's
You got yours? Okay.
sorry went. Oh, okay.
You're dumb.
There we go. That's weird. Yeah, so he does these meet and greets with all these fans of his, right? Where they pose for a picture, however they feel like, right? And apparently, there's one picture, I guess, has been going viral, where the lady takes a picture with him, and the fiance gets upset and pretty much calls off the wedding because of the picture with Chris Brown. So it came into question, right? Number one, should your fiance or wife or girlfriend go to these meet and greets and take these crazy pictures with Chris Brown, and then should you, as a guy, end the relationship because these pictures are maybe inappropriate, right? It's not a simple selfie or like standing together, but it's like a lot more, right? What do you guys think about that?
I think you should send your girl. You know what I mean? Like this dude spent $1,000 and he ended up saving $20,000 on the wedding. You know what I mean? Like Chris Brown already told you these O's ain't loyal. You know what I mean? So like,
dang,
like you know what I mean? Like so what? Yeah, send your girl. You know what I mean? Like whoever that superstar is that you are insecure about. Send her, pay for that backstage access and all of that. You know what I mean? And find out if she's the one. You're gonna find out.
He had to pay $1,000 to find that out, though. He didn't know.
He knew. I think he knew before that. I'm pretty sure he knew before that.
I feel like people know what they're in for a lot of the
sure.
time.
For sure.
I mean, and I think people are naive.
That too. No, that's true.
You know,
I think it's denial too,
you
though.
might not, I guess, have the same expression with Joe Schmo over here, but maybe for a celebrity, maybe you're about that life.
It definitely happen, bro. She might bump into like Dominican Drake at a club or something. It don't have to be like real Drake. It's just some, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Send her, bro. Send her. Buy her that VIP pass. You know what I mean?
So basically, you're saying this could be the premarital counseling session, or like, send her to the concert, pay for the VIP, and see what happens.
Man, you're gonna save so much money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a good point.
Or maybe not.
So real quick,
would you get upset if your wife went to a Chris Brown concert, Justin Timberlake, whoever, and she took a picture like pretty risque?
So I've been married. I'm gonna be married for 25 years. That's not happening.
She's not going to the concert, or she's not doing.
That's not happening.
Getting pictures like that.
It's just not happening. First of all, my wife don't like leaving the house. You know what I mean? Like if she can stream the concert, she stream the concert. You know what I mean? Like I know Kasari's watching Kendrick right now.
I know, Rick.
Wow.
My wife would be.
He's like, what do you think about? I think I'm missing the Kendrick concert right now. Can we wrap this up?
Wow.
I'm just kidding, Rick. Sorry,
but not really.
Just kidding, but not really. You know what I mean? Like my wife would be watching it. She wouldn't want to go. You know what I mean? And we've been in concerts together before. You know what I mean? Like it's just, I don't think it's happening. Not after all these years. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So I wouldn't know.
All right. How about you, girls?
What's the question?
Like,
is Kendrick the GOAT or not?
That was not the question.
Yes.
She said yes.
But how would you feel if the dude that you were with went to like I don't know who,
Tyler?
Beyonce concert?
Yeah, let's say Tyler
Yeah.
concert
or something.
Yeah, let's say Tyler concert.
I don't know. I think that everybody is different, and I feel like there are couples that either way don't mind, and then there are couples that do mind, or sometimes they're with people that they have like extreme disagreements, and it's like, why are you with them then if you don't agree on certain things like that? And I think that if I'm gonna be with somebody, there's automatically like different things that we're gonna give up for each other and stuff like that out of respect.
Right.
We're not gonna do. And it's not because we're being
Controlling.
controlled or anything like that, but we love that person so much that we respect them and we hold them to a higher standard and want to be with that person, that we're not gonna like be enticed by going to a Chris Brown concert and doing all these pictures and poses and stuff like that. So no, me and my boyfriend or whoever would not be partaking in that.
Okay.
But it's different if I'm single. So
I'll take it all the pictures.
no one's ever gonna see them, but
That's
But they
hilarious.
exist. The grandkids gonna see them.
What about you, twin? No.
Right. One day they're gonna resurface. They'll be like, Grandma was
Throwing it back.
Right.
circle on Chris Brown.
Grandma was
That's
crazy.
crazy. It's like when the Freaknik doc was gonna drop the people.
Oh
were like,
yeah, that's somebody's grandma for sure.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. No, I agree with you. Like, I agree. I think there's certain things out of respect that you should just not do.
Yeah.
Facts.
But I think that honestly, I think like the ones that are coming out, I feel like it's just clout stuff. Like I feel like people are doing it for clout. Because how do you not know that they're going to the concert? How do you not know? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, these dudes were over here paying. You have to know the kind of pictures that they be
Right.
taking.
Yeah, right. Like you don't know that your girl spent $1,000 to take a picture with Chris. Like you didn't see that missing in the account. Like
No. Hold on. You saw that the money was missing in the account, and you know that she's gonna do a meet and greet with Chris Brown. What you didn't expect is those risque pictures.
and she knew that he was gonna ask to see the picture. Oh, let me see the pictures you got. You know what I mean? Like she didn't know that. She was like, you know what? She risked it all, and
It's just people doing too much,
yeah.
I think. All I know is that the love of my life died in 2009. That was Michael Jackson. So it's just not
and
happening.
he would never
You're a widow.
never do that.
He would never. So it's just not happening. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
So Obi in the comments though, he's asking, how do y'all feel about people paying for Fanatic's video? How do you feel about Fanatic? We'll get to that, but we are going to talk about it, Obi, just letting you know. But if you guys want to,
He really want to know, huh? He asked like
he
3
want to
times.
know, what do we think about Fanatic?
I don't be thinking about Fanatic like that. Pause. You know what I'm saying? I don't be having dudes in my mind like that.
How do you think Christians should react to Fanatic? Do we want to go here right now, or was there something
Yeah,
else you
we
wanted to
can.
say?
No, we can. So there was
What
I don't
happened,
even
bro?
know. There was some post that came out
Mhm.
saying that former cross movement rapper Fanatic is in a different industry. I'm trying to be very careful how I want to say
He's in the
this.
corn industry.
The adult
Yeah.
entertainment industry, is that what
Yes,
you call it?
yes, there you go. Adult entertainment industry. Apparently, it's actually been some time that he's been in that industry, and yeah, and it surfaced that he's doing that stuff now. So yeah, that's what it is. I don't know how to feel about it, only because this was a guy who denounced Christianity altogether, right? Fairly recently, I want to say. So it's not really surprising. And he has a podcast, a deconstruction podcast, right? Just deconstructing Christianity. So it's like,
Mhm.
what?
Called Nurch,
Yeah,
like no church or something.
yeah. So is it surprising? Not really, I guess. But yeah, that's just the way I feel. What do you guys think?
I think that sometimes people make excuses for why they leave the faith,
Mhm.
and they have all of these reasons, right? Like why, to justify that God is not just, or that God is not good, or if he exists, then he's not fair. And, they have all these reasons and things, and they'll use scripture to try to reinforce their case, when like at the end of the day it's that you want to do what you want to do.
Right.
And you don't want to have to be accountable to God. You don't want to have to follow his ways. And like, I feel like if that's the case, like just say that. You don't have to have this whole roundabout thing and have this like podcast and constantly be like dissing God, because I like scrolled through his Facebook page and like pretty much every post, like for the last like at least like 30 posts, maybe like a couple of them, with the exception of like a couple of them, were all just like bashing the church, bashing the Bible, like bashing God. And I just think if the real reason is that you want to be able to have a porn site or a corn site, sorry, just say that.
Right.
And I also think if you're shameless about that, then why aren't you posting like about that publicly too?
Right. Why is it secret?
Yeah.
Oop. And
and for the people that found it.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I was kind of curious about that, because Ambi said like, how y'all feel about Christians paying for the videos? I'm like, OB, you pay for the video?
I should hope not.
Yeah, Ob asked, how is it not surprising? And the reason I say it's not surprising is, I think as Christians or believers, we sometimes kind of have this misconception in our mind, like these people can't do like the worst of the worst. And we're sort of in this industry of Christian hip hop and like Christianity and like media and stuff like that, and we've come across stories of people that are really up there, right? And some of the stuff that they be doing, and it's just not surprising, right? Yeah, that's what I say.
Not at all. Not at all. Kyle called it. He said he's a reprobate, so I'm not surprised, And
Well,
a lot of these dudes who leave the faith, like that becomes their mantra. Like all they want to do is like, if God don't exist and if the Bible is incorrect, is wrong, is flawed, or whatever, like, why do you spend the rest of your life talking about that every single day? About something like, I don't sit here and talk about Santa Claus every day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I know he's not real. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, I know he's not real. Like, so why is this a thing that they do? Like, Red Cloud did it. Red Cloud was on his show too. A lot of these people
he left the faith.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't heard anything about him since I was like a kid, but
Yeah.
like I didn't even know he left the faith. Wow.
Yeah. It was a while back, because he was smoking weed and whatnot, and some people went at him, and he didn't like the way that people responded to him, and so then he started calling people hypocrites, and then
for smoking weed.
Yeah, people were criticizing him for smoking weed.
Okay.
And and so then he left the faith, and he started talking about Christians and whatnot, and he pretty much like that became his career for a long time. He doesn't do it as much anymore, but he was recently on Fanatics podcast where they were kind of discussing that. Yeah, I don't understand it. No, that's it.
In one of Fanatic's posts, he said, he like quoted people who say like, why are you like constantly, if you left the church, like leave the church, like why are you constantly like still talking about it? And he was like, when I was in the faith, like I was an evangelist for the faith, so now I'm an evangelist against it, or like something like that, he said. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, I'm not surprised whatsoever. I mean, that's like the whatever you think the worst person in the world is, like that's who you're capable of being outside of
right.
Christ.
Right.
100%.
Right.
Like,
I mean, the scriptures say, let he who thinks he stand take heed lest he fall. Anybody is capable of falling.
Right.
Yeah. I don't be surprised like that, man.
Right.
And I've seen people, like him. He was in the faith for over 2 decades. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I've seen that. I've seen people who've been married for over 10 years, 20 years, like cheat on each other. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I've seen friendships break up because someone's stealing or something. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many things that people do.
Mm-hmm.
I just expect the worst from people, man.
Yeah.
You know, let's
True.
like outside of Christ, man. You're a completely different person. You're a monster. You know.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Umpy says, by the way, I didn't pay for anything. All the info I got came from people who know him, and some even went to church with him.
Nah, I didn't think you did.
Good to know.
Right, but thank you for confirming.
Yeah, clear his name. Clear O's name.
He's like, it's documented in the comments.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's our input on
He
fanatic.
did ask, Obes did ask, how should Christians respond to this? And I kind of want to know your guys' thoughts on that. Like, how should Christians respond when somebody leaves the faith or when somebody becomes an evangelist against the faith?
Pray for them. If you feel so strongly, I just feel like just pray for them.
Right.
You don't gotta be like, oh, did you hear what he did? Oh my gosh, I'm so surprised. Like, I don't care. I got bills to pay.
Right.
I'll pray for them in my own time.
Yeah, right. And we're talking about somebody who has really studied scriptures, you know what I'm saying? So like you're gonna sit there and think that you're gonna convince them of the true living God. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's only something that the Holy Spirit can reveal to them, you know what I mean? And praying is the only thing, you know what I mean, that is gonna help them. Like I'm not gonna sit here and go back and forth with somebody, you know what I mean? Especially if I don't feel led to. If you feel led to, yo, be in his comments and continue to, to feel what you say what you feel led to. You know what I mean? Go ahead, clickety clack and type it all out and everything with your Twitter fingers and everything. I just don't have time for that, man.
Do you guys think that there's anything wrong with like the person who posted about it, kind of like exposing it or whatever? Because some people in the comments were trying to be like, y'all are gossiping and whatever. Do you guys think that like that's gossip? Like just saying what he did?
Though.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's true.
And then also like if he's an enemy of like of the faith now, like I don't think that I don't think that there's anything wrong. When Paul called out Alexander the coppersmith, he was like, he did me dirty. Like I think there's nothing wrong with saying what somebody did, especially if they're now a threat to the people who are in the faith. Like those are my brothers and sisters in Christ. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with addressing what they did as a warning. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Speaking of who did me dirty.
Uh-oh. You got a whole list. She got a whole list. Hold on. She got a whole list. We going alphabetically? Yeah.
Jay said, let me go start with you.
Oh, let's go.
I think it becomes a big deal, I guess, only because of obviously he was involved with cross movement and stuff like that. But then also the fact that while being I guess a professing Christian, is when he started to do like all this adult content stuff. Because if it was after he said, okay, I don't believe in Christ anymore, then it's one of those things like, okay, well, do what you want, right? Now it doesn't really matter. Does that make sense? No?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. You know what? I gotta keep it a buck with you. I was reading OB's comments.
Me too.
I thought you were making a point.
Sorry,
I didn't know you was asking a question. My apologies.
Well, read Opie's comment.
He said, nah, I'm more concerned with the fact that while he was repping CHH, he had been a womanizer and a porn director. He's also leading people away from the faith as well.
Right.
Somebody on IG. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, that's what I was saying. Like, that he was in cross movement and stuff like that. And then it is said that he started doing this stuff before he was saying that he's not a Christian anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my point was that, I mean, before, while he's a Christian, I could see it making it kind of like a bigger deal. But after he's already said, I'm not a Christian anymore, and then he decided to pursue this route, then it's like, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised that it was happening while he was still doing CHH or acting like he was. I mean, that's how sin is, right? We try to keep it a secret until we get caught and it explodes, and
right.
Yeah.
And he's gonna have to answer to God for that. Like,
fact.
I have nothing to do with that. And I understand, like, it's sad when people like fall away because they're putting their faith in man when you shouldn't even be doing that in like you should be
Yep.
having, a solid foundation with God.
That's
Your
true.
foundation shouldn't be on sand. So, like, to me, it's
Come on,
just like,
yeah.
was your foundation even strong to begin with?
Yeah, that's
That's
how I
true.
feel too. That's how I feel too. It's more. It sounds like it was more head knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Than actual relationship. You know, and I mean, he was reformed, so the question is, was he truly saved? You know what I mean? Because he fell away. So based on his fruit, you know what I mean, and
Yeah.
and the theology that he subscribed to, he wasn't really a believer.
Right.
We continue to pray for him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I was a big fan of cross movement. Cross movement played a big role in my walk in the early days. Fanatic wasn't one of my favorite MCs out of the group. I thought he was more like you, God. For those who are Wu-Tang fans, understand. But like, so it's sad. It's sad to hear that. You know what I mean? Like, because again, they played such a big role. I didn't really have a church community in my early walk, and so they introduced me to a lot of theology, a lot of things that I wasn't familiar with. And so I'm forever grateful for that, that God used them, but yo,
Right.
man, like we all got to walk this out, man. You know what I
Right.
mean? And this is a marathon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I got to worry about me in my walk.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that there is responsibility on the person with the platform,
Mhm.
because Jesus did say it's better that you tie a millstone around your
Yeah.
neck and throw yourself to the
Right.
sea than to
Right.
lead these little ones astray. So like there is a responsibility there, but there is also a responsibility on you to follow Jesus for yourself
Right.
Facts.
and not follow, all these people and things.
Right, exactly, exactly. And I think Obi had mentioned something about him leading people astray. It's like, is their responsibility to study and show themselves approved? You know what I mean? If
Right.
this
Yeah.
dude is
Right.
if this dude is talking you out of being out of being in the faith,
Right.
you probably not in the
Yeah.
faith.
Yeah.
You probably already, like, 1 foot out the door already. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion.
Yeah. Speaking about walking, there's this city in LA. It's always the West Coast, which
There we go.
supposedly is the best coast.
Hater.
But there's this city in LA that decided to remove some U-turn signs on the
Let's
street
go.
because it's gay.
What?
And they wanted to remove
Remove
the
the sign.
U-turn signs
Mhm.
on this particular street because it was not gay affirming or whatever, and it was homophobic, to have the sign, this U-turn sign, right? And the article says that the sign, no cruising, no U-turns, midnight to 6 a.m., were posted in the Silver Lake neighborhood in 1997 with the intent to curb gay men from roaming the streets to hook up. Now, here in New York, right, the U-turn sign is also not it's not legal in that you can't make a U-turn while you're driving, right? I don't understand how the sign is homophobic, but the fact that LA decided that it is, I think that taxes are homophobic.
I agree.
So I
Gun
think we
laws are
should,
homophobic too.
yeah, I think we should
I agree.
get rid of it.
I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
100.
All right. No, seriously. Are we
So,
living in the clown show?
So you agree that the West Coast is the best coast, is what you're saying?
No,
Yes.
not at all.
what it sounded like.
You guys agree? Yeah. No. I'm trying to understand why the West Coast sometimes act like clowns.
Well, I have
Because
Go ahead.
There's clown activity in New York too.
100%.
What are you talking about?
100%.
Let's go.
I think it's
Yeah,
honest to be riding the subway when rats is screaming in the ceiling. But anyway,
When they're as tall as you.
Yeah, no, no, you're absolutely right. It's a circus out here. It's a
Right.
circus for sure.
So,
Anyway.
but the signs being removed, they were to stop
They
gay
removed
men
it.
from, or
Yeah.
the sign being removed. They were removed. I mean, it was put there to stop gay men from hooking up. So, like, were they trying to prevent like homosexual prostitution or something on the street?
So the article states that hold on, I just saw it too. Oh man, hold on. I just saw like the actual.
I think they're just using that to like.
To say that they were being targeted by it?
Yeah. I don't think necessarily that a U-turn
Okay.
was. Oh, go
See,
ahead.
sorry. It says in the late 90s, gay men sometimes relied on printed guidebooks that listed public areas where they could find love, sex, and community without outing themselves. Silver Lake's Griffith Park Boulevard was one of the areas listed, as well as West Hollywood. So yeah, so I guess that's why the community decided to put that U-turn, right?
Mhm.
So they don't, I guess, have community there or whatever.
Mhm.
It doesn't specifically say if it was like gay prostitution or anything like that, but
Oh, so they're just saying it was making it more difficult for them to be there or something?
right, yeah. For some reason, I guess that area just had a bunch of
Well,
gay guys.
that area does have a high concentration of homosexuals.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like a very gentrified area, and it has been for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. I mean, it could be just that U-turn sign just isn't no U-turns isn't necessary anymore because now they can hook up on apps, right? There's like all kinds of sites, and so you don't need to stand out there. You know what I mean? And solicit, so to speak. So that traffic issue isn't like, for example, where I live, certain streets are blocked off because there used to be a lot of drug deals that were happening, and so people would come like to certain streets to buy drugs, and there was also a lot of gun violence, right? Or gang violence, right? So in order to kind of curb the drive-bys, they turned some streets to like one-way streets, and so recently they removed some of those they're like they're not really cones, but they're basically whatever was blocking the street. They removed some of them for some of the streets, because they're not necessary anymore. Like, people aren't selling crack anymore, and people ain't really doing drive-bys like that anymore. So they're no longer necessary. So it could be the same thing with this, whereas homos are on apps now. They're not like standing on the street corner anymore. So, people can do U-turns now, and it's not gonna like impede traffic or anything like that,
Yeah.
Okay, I guess. We should still abolish taxes and gun laws and
I
all this other
agree. I
stuff,
agree. I think it's crazy for that people are like, no, we should keep the no U-turn signs. It's like, bro, cops don't got nothing better to do. You know what I mean? Than cite people for U-turns. Like, come on, man. We in LA, people doing smash and grabs, and there's meth addicts on the street. You know what I mean? People dropping deuces on the sidewalk and everything else, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it just like it doesn't make sense that like this is what we talking about. You know what I mean? Like, this is an issue that people are upset about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. So I think those are the topics for today. Oh, there was one more thing actually. Did you hear about the building that's being constructed? I think like around Skid Row or something like that. Did you hear about that? It's like a brand new development.
Is that the one where like each unit is like $500,000 or something like that?
Yeah.
I'm not too. I just saw like the headline, and I was like, "Yo, these dudes are crazy, man. They trying to siphon all of our tax money."
Yeah. Do you think anybody's gonna rent there?
I don't know how that's gonna work. Like, the homeless people are supposed to live there, and they cost taxpayers $500,000. Like, I'm not too familiar.
Wait, homeless people are supposed to live in that new building? I thought that was just a brand new development for anybody to rent.
I thought it was for homeless people. So I may have
Oh,
read.
okay.
I may have read it wrong. I'm not
Oh,
too
okay.
familiar then.
Okay, well,
Yeah, but from what I understood, each unit costs $500,000 to build, and it was intended to help homelessness.
okay,
That's crazy.
it is. All this money being spent.
For real.
Who's performing
right.
now?
Kendrick. Who's the other two
I
guys
don't
though?
know. I'm trying to. I can't see their faces really.
Yo, would y'all tune in for Kendrick and Drake on Versus?
Yeah, I would.
No,
So I heard it's coming back.
it's a waste of time. And
I
it's not
saw
Christian.
that.
Oh, versus.
Wow, I'm surprised because Elon Musk did the deal with them.
Yeah,
with versus.
Timberland and Swiss
today, right on
Mhm.
Juneteenth.
Beats.
It's beautiful when African Americans get together.
Right.
I agree. It is good for them, but I still won't watch.
Dang, that's peace.
Why's that?
I'm just kidding.
You don't support Elon Musk?
What if he's
Yeah.
hosting?
He's not hosting. Well, he's hosting it
What if
on
he-
X's
what if he
platform.
will?
Sure.
If he's hosting,
What if he's hosting?
Nah.
Jay, is he on the spectrum?
Oh, he has to be.
Elon? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
He got to
Yeah.
be.
Him. I think a few of his kids as well. But yes, he is on that spectrum. All right. So
land the plane.
yeah, I'm trying to find out the word of the day.
Girls
here.
are
Oh,
trying to
the-
watch the show, man.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Chris Rawls. It says you came to comment because I didn't think you guys were watching IG, but I like what I'm hearing a lot more now. Well,
It sounds better on YouTube.
thank you. Yeah. Make sure you hit subscribe.
Leave us a like.
Yeah, leave us a like.
Wait, he said he was cringing for a bit. I want to know where he was cringing.
He misunderstood your comment to Obi when you asked Obi, "You're paying for videos." He thought you were saying it like, "Oh, you're not watching it for free." Like that's what he put and was like, "This is disgusting." I was like, "Okay, that's not what he meant." So I'm glad, Chris. I'm glad you came over here and you properly understood the context of that joke.
I'm on the spectrum too. Sorry about that.
And Chris is too. Apparently. Just kidding.
What's up? That's not Christian. Highly on the King TV. You got to catch the
What's-
replay, but please make sure that you leave this video a thumbs up.
For sure.
Yes, thumbs up.
You said something that seemed pretty worldly. Oh,
That's
okay.
why this is That's Not Christian.
It's possible.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
highly likely.
But then you positive of reform, so I was like, okay, cool. Well, Chris, today's word of the day is 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 19 to 20, and it says, do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your body.
Amen.
We appreciate everybody watching.
That was my motivation for the challenge. That's why I took first place. I
Oh,
think
that's right. Yes, we had a
This is like
fitness challenge.
This is like the fourth time I lost to Jose one time, and I've been winning ever since. You know what I mean? Nobody's seeing me. I'm gonna stay at the top. You know
Good
what I mean?
job.
Don't
Get
even
your
try.
finger out of
y'all.
my face. Wow.
Don't even try to compete with me in the next challenge. You know what I mean? Because we holding it down, man.
Yeah. So thank you to everybody who participated in the fitness challenge. It was, what do we do? 60 days? 90 days.
Cool.
Good job.
No, I think it was like 10 weeks.
10 weeks, yeah. And Jimmy took the number 1 spot.
That's right.
And yeah, we appreciate it.
knew.
Yeah. I was number 9, but that's okay. Top 10 though. Top 10.
There was like only 10 people participating.
No, what are you talking about? It was like 16, 17.
Like 12.
Nah. Anyway, today's
I'm gonna post it.
Today's sponsor is brought to you by that'snotchristian.com. Go get your merch, support the podcast, also become a member, YouTube member. Your subscription helps us, produce these podcasts. So we appreciate everybody. Again, subscribe, share this episode with somebody that might enjoy it or any of the other episodes. And we're going to end the stream now. We appreciate it because Harry wants to go see the concert. Pray for her. She needs Jesus.
Hurry
Peace.
up.